Hello, welcome to another of my crazy videos. Hey, just a warning, today's video is going to get super technical. I call it super nerdy because today we will be talking about cameras. And more importantly, I wanted to give an update on the new Sony FX3 and my experiences in the past couple of months. So if you're interested in finding out some technical nerdy stuff about the Sony FX3, stay tuned. In the last video that I had posted, I will put the link right up there. It was to the last meetings that was here in Tampa. They were two conventions. One was an anime convention called MetroCon, and the second was a convention called Tampa Comic Convention. Had a great time on both. I was able to film a lot and I learned a lot about the FX3. In MetroCon, I realized that the color or the lighting was a little bit on the weird side when I was filming with the Sony FX3, recording on a Ninja 5 using ProRes RAW codec. And what was happening was the colors were weird. I had to adjust the colors and the lighting was weird. So Mark Bennett from the YouTube channel, Mark Bennett Camera Crisis, love this guy. Here is a picture of his YouTube channel. If you want to hear some good technical camera stuff, this guy is good because he brings it down to earth and he's funny. The next convention, which happened the week after, which was the Tampa Comic-Con convention, that one I did not film on ProRes RAW. What I did was I filmed basically using the camera itself, and the images actually came out really well. As a matter of fact, what I was doing was I would record, and I had it on automatic. I would record, stop recording, and then take snapshots, you know, high-speed photos, and that turned out really well. I was amazed at how good the autofocus was because I had my monitor and I was just taking pictures. I wasn't even checking to see if it was in focus, and they were. I wanted to show you the setup that I had, and this is a crazy setup. I know. So this is my Sony FX3 with my baddest. And then what I was doing was I was using a regular Atomos Shinobi monitor so I can at least see what is going on. And then on the bottom, I had my microphone connected to my Rode Wireless because I didn't want a wire to go from the camera here because this thing would rotate. I like this microphone. This is the Sennheiser MKE 200. Very simple, very nice. But yeah, this is my crazy setup on my Xeon Weebill S gimbal. But I also have an extension rod here. This is a carbon fiber extension rod with my tripod on the bottom here. So what I would do is I would do these extreme moves, down low and then bring it up high and then hoist it up in the air and kind of walk around the convention like this. You can imagine how heavy this can get. And what I would do is I would have a strap wrapped around my back, and I would hold the strap and it would balance here, but still I would always hold it to the point where it was getting tiresome. Basically walk around the convention area and look for cosplayers with great costumes and just film them. Once I got to the point where the gimbal was just getting heavy, I mean, I was just lugging it for hours. The next day, what I did was I downsized and basically I went back. So this is my travel setup. Normally I have my Ninja V for ProRes RAW recording, but in this instance I just had the Ninja Shinobi just for monitor, so I could see everything without looking through the small monitor. I do that purposely because I want to make sure I'm in shot and also that I'm in focus. I have this little extension here for the microphone. Again, I like this Sennheiser MKE 200, I think. Gets great audio, very simple, right into the camera, so it was nice. You can imagine the camera alone is already starting to get heavy, but after lugging this around for hours, you can just imagine how heavy it gets. It got to the point where, if you notice where my middle finger is, it's on this lump and it's ergonomically correct. But after 8 hours of holding it like this, my middle finger right at the knuckle was starting to hurt. I wasn't sure if I should be wearing gloves or if I should be wearing, putting a band-aid onto my finger just to give it some cushioning. And then when I looked online on YouTube, his name is Feature, and I'm sorry if I said your name wrong, but he is a proponent of cageless Sony FX3 setups. When I saw his setup, I said, boy, that's awfully nice, but I'm going to need something more if I'm going to be filming on long stints of hours. After understanding the complexities of what a videographer or cinematographer goes through during a film shoot or a wedding or anything, I just can't imagine doing it professionally. Boy, their knuckles must be like super strong. But anyway, I did find a solution. If you're interested in finding out about the solution, stay tuned because there is some great things. Stick around and then hopefully entertain you on the cinematography side. Stay tuned. Okay, so this is my proposed solution. Here we go. I decided to get the SmallRig half cage. There's a couple of reasons why I chose is a key part here. This is another key component, NATO rail, and then of course the half cage. And there's my cat. And there's my crazy cat. Go. And then the second one will be here. Nice piece here. Goes all the way on the very top. It does not feel any more heavier than before. What I like about the half cage, this position here is so comfortable. Sony really did a great job in the ergonomics of here, and me personally, I did not want anything here because I wanted my palm to sit flat on the camera. So I like this, that my finger was right here, and then my thumb, boop, I go record, off record, and then take pictures. You have to open the HDMI door and then install it. Now you can clamp down, and if you notice the door, I'm going to lock it, and there, boom, it locks the actual cable. This mechanism here basically locks your swivel, your monitor swivel onto the NATO rail. Now, the reason why I chose to go this way, this hot shoe, I was concerned about this hot shoe and putting this heavy Ninja riding on this hot shoe. I was not going to risk the chance of this hot shoe to break. Now with the NATO rail off, I can easily put on my XLR. This is a great solution right there. SmallRig did a great job on here. Other solution, I did buy a wrist grip strap and clamp. So there's the handle, the strap, the wrist strap. Now it's a little bit loose, so I'm gonna have to figure it out. But what's nice is there is a wrist band here, so that if you accidentally drop it, it does lock onto to your wrist, so you can make that tighter also. But this part, it's a little bit loose. The second part here is this handle. Yes, we are at the nation's capital. I did do a separate video for my trip here to Washington, D.C. The link is right up here if you want to see that video. I wanted to close out on my final selection of my crazy Sony FX3. If you notice, I did finalize with a MAGICRIG handle, and believe it or not, this is a Tiltaing wrist grip, and I'm still using my Sennheiser MKE 200 going through the regular port here. The handle is attached via a NATO grip or a NATO lock, and what I really like is that there is an HDMI lock here, so it protects the HDMI plug. I'm not so much worried about the actual cable than the actual plug inside the actual camera. So I was a little bit challenged because I didn't know how I was going to mount it. I did find this, it's called a cheese plate rod. So if you notice, it's a barrel and it fits right into the rod area right there. And it is a cheese plate, so it has multiple 3/8, 1/4-20 holes in there, and I basically put a SmallRig cold shoe right on top. So now I'm able to shoot. But this grip here, I really like that because it has now removed the pressure on my middle finger, and with this handle it has now distributed the pressure or the efforts of holding. So now I have both of my hands holding the camera. The weight is distributed throughout, and now I can get my elbows close. Anyway, hope you enjoyed everything that I have presented as far as my findings, my solutions, my issues. Hope you're doing well. Take care. God bless. And I'll see you soon. Take care.